MicroStrategy is getting a 1.75 leveraged ETF coming out this week. In economic news, we've got the only thing interesting really is on Thursday with initial jobless claims, the unemployment report. Jay Powell will be speaking on Friday. Today we've only got Christopher Waller. Tomorrow we've got two different Feds speaking. Fed minutes on Wednesday probably won't make a big change there. Really, the only thing I'm looking at this week is Thursday and Friday for economic news. And before we get going, smash that like button. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio. Share this video if you like the content. Subscribe if you've been with us a while and haven't done so yet. Let's get going. And if I sound a little bit different today, that's because I am on a new rig today. I went and picked up something a little more mobile so that I won't have the same kind of issues I had while I was in Japan. The next time I have to travel, I'm actually on a Lenovo Yoga Slim 7X, the Snapdragon X Elite book right now, and I'm liking it so far. But if I sound different, let me know if how the audio quality is. I am still dialing in those settings, so let me know how that all sounds here on this new setup that I've got here. Okay, let's take a look at the money market funds. So this is interesting. So we saw that in July, at the end of July, they were actually down to $6.1 trillion, right? So $6.134 trillion. And as of last week, August 14th, after that carry trade unwound, and that's a video we'll talk about in the future, those sorts of things lurking in the market that could kind of really undo you, that really you can't see coming, or you could kind of predict it, but like there's no really way to know exactly when it's going to happen. It just sort of happens and then slaps you in the face just like that, August 5th day. Anyways, we went up nearly 100 billion in the money market fund. So people were seeking safety the last couple of weeks. We're going to keep our eyes on this number here and see how it reduces over time, increases or decreases over time, I guess, to see what sort of market sentiment we're getting here. Are we fleeing to safety or are we seeking alpha? So let's take a look here at what I was talking about. So MicroStrategy is doing a 175x long on MSTR on MicroStrategy, which is pretty high risk, honestly. So you get a 1% move in MicroStrategy, and this will move 1.75%. Let's see, how long has this been? It's been less than a month. It's been out for like maybe a week or two. Okay, started out at just under $21. Now it's just over $21. So that's cool. This just started trading recently. It's just something to bring up on MicroStrategy. So when we see those moves on MicroStrategy, ooh, I should get rid of that. That's not what this is for. So when we see these moves on MicroStrategy, we have the option of doing that sort of play without having to do like options or something. But I like the options, so I'm not too concerned about that. Anyways, let's see, where are we at? Let me go to a daily on MicroStrategy. How is my MicroStrategy put play going? Let me take a look here. So I'm on like my fourth or fifth one as per the receipts, and I am currently up $18. I was up $70 right at market open, and now I'm only up $18 on my most current MicroStrategy put that I have sold. For NVDA, I sold one, I sold it on August 16th, so Thursday, I think. And that one's up actually $76 since then, so that's cool. Making money off those puts. So I'm just kind of sitting and waiting, holding on to those right now. Okay, so that's cool. Let's take a look at some miners. So let's take a look at Bitfarms, because I believe Bitfarms fell this morning. At least in the pre-market was down. It's also down a little bit today. So that's, I don't really like where it's coming down at, actually. So let me see. I got touchscreen now. I can do this like nice. Okay. So we got the cross up on the MACD. That's good. This candle right here is about to be an inverted hammer right there today if it closes at where it is or lower. And that's an inverted hammer at the top of this move. That's not good. That kind of indicates that it wants to come to the bottom of the move, which in this case would be around 216, 215 potentially. If it gets all the way down there, it might just come down to 223. We'll see what it does. As for now, I am watching this candle, this daily candle, to see what exactly it's going to do, how it's going to close. If it ends up being an inverted hammer, then I'd be looking for price to come back down to like that 220 level on Bitfarms right now. That's just in the short term in the next couple of days. For longer term up moves, I want to see it over 248, which is that mid ATR band. Let's take a look at Bitfarms now. I mean, sorry, Bit Digital right now. Bit Digital actually, okay, according to TradingView, it has its earnings this afternoon. Okay, we'll see if that actually comes to pass or not. Remember, last quarter, Bitfarms, was a whole thing. So I'm going to wait and see. I'm not going to get too excited about whether or not it's going to do anything today. I know it was up in the pre-market. It's still up a little bit today. This candle's not the best. I would like to see it get above $3, but the fact that we're coming off of this formation right in here and we're breaking out of that a little bit, that is actually not too bad looking. So if I come here and I draw this, okay, hold on, I was trying my touch screen. It didn't work out the way I wanted. Let's see, about right there and there, yeah. So we're trying to get above that line, basically, and we're not really above it yet. And today's candle, if it doesn't, today's candle's not going to count as a breakout of it because it is already touching it. So we'll need to see what happens tomorrow, if it's going to be above this line and move up or what. I think that if the earnings does come out today, which I think it might, we'll see if TradingView is lying to me or not. I don't really feel like looking it up right now. We'll see. It's not a huge deal. If it's today, tomorrow, a week or two from now, it's not really that big of a deal. Anyways, we're looking for it to break off of that line. I think it might come touch this white line one more time, and then maybe we'll see it come up a little bit. But it is going to hit some significant resistance at $3 and 305. That's going to be a tough one. After that, though, it can go all the way up to 342 before it hits any more significant resistance. So Bit Digital is actually in a pretty nice little spot there as long as it can get over $3. That's what we're thinking about right now. Let's take a look at CleanSpark. CleanSpark's been mostly disappointing of late, but it is slowly crawling up. So it's down 0.5%, well, 0.5, well, 51 now percent. It is forming a pretty nice little cup sort of formation right here. I don't mind this at all. I wouldn't mind to see it come back down, honestly, to like $10 or so, and then create a double bottom, and then once it comes back above 1263, look for it to quickly move up back up to 15 and possibly even $18 off of that move. So that's what I'm looking for CleanSpark right now. I am watching that MACD starting to get ready for that cross up as the bars are white. The RSI needs to get a little bit higher for me to feel bullish on this right now, but I don't hate what it's doing right now, and I'd be happy to pick up a few more shares around that $10 range on CleanSpark. Let's take a look at Mara. How's Mara doing? Same thing as CleanSpark, same sort of move. I'm looking for maybe a retest of that like 1450 area, and then once we get back above 1770, looking for it to quickly come back up into like $20 to $27 or $20 to $23 range from that area there on Mara. Let's take a look at IREN. See how IREN's doing. IREN also same sort of thing, but IREN actually did break out of its descending line there, so I wouldn't be surprised if it like came back down to, I mean, honestly, even a day or two, yeah, it could do the same sort of thing and still stay in that bullish pattern. Even if it came all the way down to 626, it would still be detached from that descending trend line and not touch it yet, not touch it again. So it could come all the way back down to the bottom of the range and still remain bullish on IREN with this pattern that it's currently forming right now. And we did on Friday get the cross up on the MACD, so that's great. Okay, we got the cross up on the MACD. We've got RSI just about in bullish territory. If we can get price above, honestly, it's above 932. We get price above 932. We're going quickly back up to about 1150 or so. On this, we can clear that 1150 range. We are opened up to testing $15 again, potentially even $16 again once we get back above that neckline for the double top, which was at that 1117 area there. No, 1126, excuse me, 1126 area there for IREN. Let's take a look at what else do I want to look at today? Let's take a look at Wolf. Wolf was pretty impressive last week. Wolf is doing what I think IREN is going to do. I think it's front-running IREN. It is bullish on RSI. It has got a cross-up on the MACD. It is colliding with the mid ATR band there with a yellow one at 428. If we get above 428, though, I do not foresee much struggle in terms of getting back up to around $5, up to 525 potentially on Wolf. On the downside, we could come all the way down to 287 before forming a potential double bottom if it were to do that. But I am leaning bullish on this formation right now for Wolf. It is looking more bullish than bearish at this time. Let's take a look at Hive. I was asked about Hive last time. Let's see what Hive's doing. Hive All right, so highs at 49 on the RSI on the daily. The MACD is about to cross up. It is near the bottom of the range. So if we get price above on Hive, get above 307, we can move up back up to 344 pretty easily. Above 344, we can move back up to $4. But of course, 355. So above, honestly, 355. Sorry, 344 is where we're gonna hit resistance. Up to 355. Above 355, then we're opened up to $4 on Hive. On the downside, we could see ourselves coming back down to, let's say, about 279 or so. Maybe lower if we're going to do a double bottom. The lower end, I would say, is maybe 250 at the lowest low, creating a double bottom, and then we'd find ourselves back up to that yellow line, which is currently at 344 for Hive right now. What other ones do I usually talk about? Did I talk about Mara? Yes. Riot. Let's see what Riot's doing. Riot still just hanging out at the bottom of the range. Riot's been kind of a dud. It is starting to curl over on that MACD to create a bullish cross up on it. If RSI could recover and get back above 50, I think it might have a chance here. Without that, though, I don't necessarily see this thing getting the momentum it needs if it doesn't improve that RSI. What is going on here? Go away. Go away. All right, there it goes. Yeah, so I want to see RSI get back into the 50 before I'm feeling anything about Riot. Honestly, it's going to hang out here. This is honestly a good accumulation zone for Riot. I'm not buying it. They've been just kind of annoying and underperforming, but I do see potential for them to move up to, 10 or even back to $11 with force if, they get some momentum behind that move, if it is to happen. It hasn't yet. So let's take a look at Core Z real quick. Core Z, it's currently at 970. It hit that mid ATR band at 997. We are looking for a cross up on the MACD though. Let's see, how's it looking? It's getting close. It's almost there. We're in bullish territory on the RSI. So Core Z is actually looking quite good. If we get above 997, I would not be surprised if Core Z tested the top of the range again, all the way up here at 1221, 1222, somewhere up there. I would not be surprised to see that at all if Core Z is to get that cross up on the MACD, get above that 997 level on there. I think that's everything I wanted to cover so far. Let's take a look at something very important. Palantir, PLTR. This thing has been unstoppable. So I sold covered calls on this thing worth about $400 on two of them at around $28, $29. I sold those for $30. It's currently at $32.31, $32.30 now. This thing will not stop. It will not slow down. It's been just insane. It's currently at, I'm seeing some RSI divergence here on the top end in terms of us having a much higher price and about the same or higher RSI. So if we break, so here's the deal with Palantir. We break this area here, right? We break this pattern. We break out of that channel. We're going to come down big, much like we did back here in July 25th, right? We came down big. We broke that channel that had been established since, honestly, June. So a whole month of that upward channel, we broke it in one candle on July 24th, and we just hung out at that low for a while until that bigger crash. I don't know if we'll get that bigger crash, but what we could potentially see is that move from, let's see, the top all the way to the bottom before the crash. We could see about a 14% correction, which if we saw that right now, let me bring this out. If we saw a 14% correction, if let's say this was the top and we got a 14% correction, we'd be looking at coming back down to about $28. We come back down to about $28, especially if we did it fast. I'm going to close those covered calls, wait for it to come back up to like $33 or so, and then sell another one. Now, if we get below, if price gets below 27.71, right? Below 27.71 or just below that yellow line there, that mid ATR band on Palantir, I will sell another covered call for $30 on my 200 shares. So I'll do two of them for $30 for about a month out, with the expectation of it coming back to 25.51 if we get that break down there. Okay, at 25.51, I would close out that trade and look for the next level and see if it's going to come down to the next level in 22 or so. If price on Palantir gets below $25, I will be buying another 100 shares so that I can start doing 3 covered calls. Now, I'll do a very close to the money cash secured put at that level so I can get some premium, and then maybe pick up Palantir at $25, maybe 26 bucks. We'll see how I feel around that $25 to $26 range, but I am looking forward to break this channel, come down to the mid ATR band. If we lose 28.80, I will be looking for it to come down to 27.50-ish. We lose that, I'm looking for 25.50. Under 25.50, I am looking for about $23, okay, on Palantir. So that's what's going on with Palantir. NVIDIA, let's take a look at NVIDIA real quick. And I'm doing a bit of a lightning round right now. I didn't really plan to, but I am. NVIDIA honestly has room up to 128 right now. Okay, on the daily we are up 0.3%. My call is probably not doing great. This is a pretty aggressive uptrend right now. So this right here is a pretty aggressive uptrend. Let me move that. Pretty aggressive uptrend. We lose that aggressiveness. So let's say I come in here, we lose this trend line right here. There we go. I'm still getting used to this touch screen. All right, we lose the trend line. Let me just, okay, we lose that trend line right there, this one. We lose that. We could find ourselves coming quickly down to about 116, potentially bottoming all the way down at 108 again, okay? So I am watching that closely because mine, I think I have it at 118 is where my cover, my cash secured put is for NVIDIA. So I am up something like 10% or so right now on it. Let me take a look. I am up. What do you mean gain, loss, not? Hold on. There we go. That's the right one. Okay. I'm currently up, yeah, 10% on that cash secured put. It's a $700 put, so I'm up about $70. I will be watching that. Like if it starts turning on me, if I lose that trend line, I will be looking to exit that and wait and see where it's going to come down to, potentially, because like I could roll if it comes down a bit in a big way, but if I roll, then I am committed to waiting at least until what I paid for the roll to wash itself out of the trade. And I don't really feel like doing that right now with things being as volatile as they are, with that potential VIX spike on the horizon, with that money market fund increasing. I am a little concerned about some things short term. So that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.